Welcome everybody to another edition of the Hurry Up. I'm your boy Adam. Let's get into it. So Monday Night Football happened, Giants and Chiefs. And, another crushing loss for the New York Giants, which we've come, as Giant fans, accustomed to playing. If you told me that they would be close, I thought they would be close in this game. Heck, I even had a chance, thought they were going to win the game because, let's be real, Kansas City was not playing well. They didn't play well in this game. They continued to have the same struggles that they had prior to this Giant game. And if you had told me in August that the Chiefs would be 3-4 and the Giants would be one game behind them, I'd be like, you're out of your mind. Well, guess what? That's what happened. And anybody that tells you otherwise about this game and the Giants, being, yay, yeoman's effort and we did a good job against the defending AFC champions is bogus. This is the NFL. Okay? We don't have moral victories. This game, the defense came to play. They put that Kansas City team on notice that they were going to be there all night. And guess what? They were. They only gave up 20 points. And you could even say they gave up less than that because one score was off a quick field turnover. But Daniel Jones, who was staring down the receiver, I don't know what he was looking at, but Daniel Jones detractors are going to say, hey, it's Jason Garrett's play calling. Yeah, okay, whatever, man. He threw an interception. It's okay to admit that he made a mistake, okay? Doesn't take away from the fact that he's going to be a tough evaluation this year, and like him or love him, he's the Giants quarterback for now. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, but for now, he's the Giants quarterback. I'm a root for the guy. Hope he does well, but that was a bad play on his part. Now, people are always going to say, oh, well, the offensive line, I don't want to hear it. The Giants offense sputtered in the red zone. That's basically the story of the Giants season. They're the worst team in the red zone by far. But let me get into a few things before that. First off, I don't want to hear about moral victories. Oh, well, great. We played the Kansas City Chiefs and we only lost by 3 points. No! That team was one game better than us. One game. They were 3-5. We were they were 3-4. We were 2-5. One game better. And you had them right where you wanted them. And you let the game slip away. And everyone's going to say, well, I expected them to lose, but I'm glad they played. No! This team wasn't 7-0. This team wasn't 6-1. Heck, this team wasn't even 5-2. They were below 500. And you were playing them at the time you needed to play them. And guess what? You lost the football game due to mistakes inflicted by the Giants. Kansas City didn't win this game. The Giants lost it. There's a difference. You go in there to Arrowhead and basically silence the crowd and have a big touchdown on the board. And what do? Penalties and stupidity gets in the way of it. But I digress. Many fans are like, oh, well, let's applaud because we hung with the AFC champions. Well, guess what? They were 3-4. They were one game below. If you don't understand what that means, go look at the records. This is a team that going into the year, you probably thought we were going to lose. Coming into this year, when you're headed down that road after a tough-fought victory against a now 4-4 Panthers team, okay? A now 4-4 Panther team. You're going in with a victory, and your defense played their hearts out, and what I hear from Giant fans is, well, we hung in the game. No! You should have won the damn game. It's not like you played the Rams, who, by the way, got Von Miller, who are trying to go for the Super Bowl, right? It wasn't like you were playing that team, or even the Cowboys who are 6-1 right now. And then you're going to tell me that we're going to go beat Tampa Bay? Come on. And the Raiders? Well, I like the Raiders, and I think the Giants match up well against the Raiders. That team's 5-2. You think they're going to come in here after knowing that Kansas City just won with, the Chargers in that division? Denver in that division, they're the top of the division right now. They got to stay on top. You think they're going to come in and lie down for the Giants? Like, oh, well, they're a 2-6 football team. We don't have to worry about them. No, coming off a bye week? Are you kidding me? Come on. Be realistic. The Giants had every chance to win this game, and they squandered it. You can't blame the defense. And Dave Gettleman, all you guys want to keep him, and you were banging for the offensive line? Well, guess what? The offensive line failed on the last series of the game. Heck, they failed miserably most of the time. They were up one series and down another. It seems like the Giants have to play almost picture-perfect football in order to move the football on offense. And that's hard to do because the NFL is about mistakes and overcoming those mistakes and overcoming the other team's issues. You've got to capitalize when you capitalize. When you're playing a team. This is how good our coach is, right? We're playing a team. We're down 14-7. We kick a field goal when we have 4th and 2 inside the 5-yard line. That's not winning football. Comes back to bite you too, because guess what? They scored another touchdown in that drive. The game would be 21-20 right now, and we'd be walking home with a victory. But again, I digress. Mistakes keep plaguing this team. That is on the coach. And another thing about the coach. What are you doing calling timeouts in the middle of the damn third quarter? What are you doing? Well, we had communication issues. Then you take the delay of game and you regroup and you say, listen, we're having a problem with the headset, which, by the way, you come out in your press conference and say, this has been happening most of the season. Well, guess what, Joe? You need to go back and say, hey, listen, man, it seems to be happening every week. Our headsets are having trouble. Maybe we should come up with a contingency plan in case this happens again. Guess what they do in high school? They give what we used to do in high school is they pulled the receiver over who was going in for a substitution and said, this is the play. And they would run the play out to the huddle. And they would regurgitate that play back to the quarterback. Hopefully it wasn't a game of telephone. The quarterback doesn't hear it wrong. But that was at least the way for us with no headset. Because mind you, in high school, we didn't have the headset in the helmets. They had the headsets on the sideline, but didn't have it in the helmets. So you have to use the play call or put a wristband on Daniel Jones' hand and say, hey, listen, man, if this happens, we're just going to signal 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the call is on the thing until we can get our headsets back going. That is a detail that is happening, is a failure. That is a failure to communicate, but that's also a failure on Joe Judge. Because you need to be the head coach. If this is happening more than once, you can't just say, well, it happened and we lost communication, we're wasting time out. No, you need to be prepared. Mr. Detail-oriented, miss that detail. Listen, Joe Judge probably will get a pass this year by John Mara because it'll be a sophomore slump. But next year, if he's the coach, because I can't predict the future, if he's the coach, his ass will be on the hot seat. If it's not already burning right now. And as for Gettleman, I'm not going to get into that. I'm not talking about that anymore. I'm done with it. We'll let the results speak for themselves. And if this team, like I said, doesn't make the playoffs, especially when you had 3 games this season that were lost by stupidity. You lost the Washington game, stupidity. You lost the Atlanta Falcons game because of a penalty and then dropped interception. Stupidity. And you lost this game because of a taunting play. Thanks, John Mara. Thank you for putting in and implementing. We don't want any taunting. Guess what? Your guys taunted. And it wasn't even that bad. It's football. I mean, that shouldn't be a call anyways. But, because John Mara wanted a rule, well, guess what, John Mara? You got it stuck to you. Hopefully in the next committee meeting, when you sit down, you'll take that rule out and say, maybe we should rethink this. This franchise deserves what they get. The output that they get, that's what they deserve, okay? The defense, you know what they need to do? The offense need to go buy them dinner, saying thanks for keeping us in this game. A game that they should have won. And I don't want to hear about moral victories. I don't want to hear about all that garbage and trash. This is the NFL. Nobody gives a crap if you have injuries. Nobody gives a crap what your record is. They only give a crap what's in front of you. You don't win the game, it's a results-oriented business. You don't have time to dissect the roster. We do because we're fans and we have fantasy points and everything on the line. Facts are, whoever you put out there, you as a coach and you as a team need to know what your deficiencies are and how you can mask them and help that player succeed. Not give excuses, well, we didn't have all our guys. Because you know what? Nor did Kansas City. They didn't have everybody on their team. And even when they did, we still stifled them. Give me a break. Oh, well, we kept up with the AFC champions, so, that's a good high five. Yeah, that's what losers do. Winners go out and find a way to win the game and get 3-5 and get back in the race. And then you stare down the Raiders, who, by the way, again, I said are 5-2, leading the division right now in that division. Okay, with San Diego, Kansas City, who's now 500, and then Denver, who's now 500. The Raiders are 5-2. So you think the Raiders are going to want to slip up against a 2-6 football team, even though if they come across country? I don't think so. And when we thought this Raider team was going to be bad, they squeak out a win. They're going to find a way. Now I hope the Giants win. They match up pretty well against the Raiders, and so far they've stacked 2 good performances on defense. So I'm looking forward to a good defensive effort. Offensively, you got to score more than 18 points. When you're in the red zone, you got to score touchdowns, man. That's how you beat teams. You don't beat teams on field goals unless it's like unless it's the Detroit Lions. Look at the Lions. They did nothing against the Eagles. Eagles just poured it on. And here we are sitting here giving ourselves a golf clap because we kept up with the AFC champions. Give me a damn break. Win a damn game. That's what we should be doing. We should be having Victory Monday right now saying, yeah, we just beat Kansas City. Let's go, Raiders. Come on. Let's see what you got. And keep stacking victories and pull ourselves back into a race. Which, by the way, is almost over because the Cowboys have, damn near put their stamp on this division. You ain't going to catch them. We'll be lucky if we get into the wild card spot, which, by the way, there are a lot of teams still fighting for that wild card spot. The only game I foresee the Giants actually having a chance to win in is Miami because they're just terrible right now. Everyone's like, oh, winnable game. Winnable games. The Giants score 18 points a game. You can't win in the NFL scoring 18 points a game, especially when your defense gives up about 20. You got to score touchdowns. I know that's a lot to take in, Giant fans, but this time, I don't want to hear about it. The season is over in terms of playoffs. James Bradbury is saying, well, as long as we're not eliminated mathematically, we're going to continue fighting. Well, you got to continue fighting. It's your job. You don't just give up in week 17 because you're not in the playoffs. You play hard. Because guess what? If you're not on this team, there's another team that's looking at you, and they're going to look at that tape and say, well, the Giants had adversity. What did you do when we had adversity? What did you do when they had adversity? What's going to happen when we have adversity? It's time to stand up. It's time offense. Jason Garrett, something needs to happen with Jason Garrett because you can't keep having these issues happening. And I know people can say, oh, well, it's off, it's not. I don't care. The Giants moved the football. They executed dumb plays, holding, and the offensive line at the end of the game cost them. And that's the bottom line. Again, no moral victories in a W, in a loss. If we're gonna say yeah, but in a win, we have to say yeah, but in a loss. Okay, and we have to look at the same way we look at both sides of the coin. Now, the Giants aren't as bad as their record, but like Bill Parcells said, you are what your record says you are. All right, folks, thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed that video. Let's go get after it with the Raiders. Let's try to win a few games down the stretch. See what we can do. See if we can build some momentum going into next year. But right now, season's over by November 1st. Don't expect the playoffs unless an absolute collapse happens. I don't think it's going to happen. And with mismanagement of timeouts, how can I trust Joe Judge going down the stretch when these games are going to be close? But that's enough. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm out.